Most people think a vision board does nothing. And if yours feels like a pretty poster you stop looking at, this is why. Hi, I'm Desi, and this is where we talk about identity, business, and living the way you actually desire. And today there's a way to make that vision hit faster. Stay with me. I want to talk to you about a mind movie. So it's not a vision board, it's not an affirmation video, it's its own thing, and I made one. So here's what to know first. Picturing something in your head is not fake. As a matter of fact, your brain cannot distinguish the difference between a made up reality and something that you're experiencing in real time. At the Cleveland Clinic, there was a study done where people worked on a muscle, just one muscle, and they only did this in their mind, meaning they weren't doing it physically. So there was no moving, just imagining it. And they did this for 15 minutes a day over the course of 12 weeks. And guess what happened? Their strength went up to 35%, and they never lifted a finger. They never lifted a muscle. This is a real study that was conducted. So by the end, I'm going to show you how to build a real mind movie, one that actually works and gets you the results that you actually want. And I'm also going to show you why how you build it matters just as much as what you put into it. So first things first, your brain has a filter. Now, what does that mean? Every second, way too much information is coming at you constantly, right? So your brain has to pick what you get to notice. So think about when you buy a car or when you buy your shoes. When you buy a car or you're thinking about buying a car, you start all of a sudden seeing that car. And not only do you start seeing that car, you start seeing specifically the model that you have, the color that you have, or that you want or that you bought, right? And all of a sudden, you see this car everywhere. Now, the car has always been there, it has always existed in numerous amounts. The difference is that now your brain is pointing it out to you, it's filtering it. Your brain doesn't filter for what's true. It filters for what actually matters, or what you tell it it matters, or what you let it know through repetition, through information, through feedback, what actually matters to you. So, what you look at on purpose every day consistently tells that filter what actually matters and it trains it. And your brain can't tell the difference, right? There was a study done at UCL with over 600 people, and it was determined that the more clearly you picture something, the more your brain treats it as something that actually happened. No, that's not a quote off of Pinterest. This is a real study. And this is why people who've had traumatic experiences will feel like they're reliving an episode when they keep recalling it or remembering it. And they feel it in their body and they get anxiety because the brain cannot tell the difference between something that is imagined and something that's occurring presently. So every time you watch a movie and you really feel it, your brain gets a little rehearsal of that life, not a daydream, a rehearsal. And you experience it in your body and the way you react, right? So picturing it works. The question is, how do you feed it to your brain? So here's the thing about a vision board. It does work, but it works under the surface. It gets to a point that you see it so much that you stop noticing it, right? It becomes one of those things that is there, but you don't really notice. It's just there working in the background. So your brain kind of tunes it out. It's like if you've ever seen people with ADHD, sometimes there's things like in the way and they don't notice it. Their body knows it's there because they'll walk around it, they'll walk over it, they will never step into it, but they stop noticing it, consciously noticing it, like, oh, this crap is there. Let me walk over it. They just do, right? It just works in the background. Like it's there, but your brain is not actively pulling it out into the surface. So tuning it out is not the same as it doing nothing, right? It's seeping in quietly below what you notice. So let me tell you what happened to me. I did my vision board, and the way I do my vision boards now is I do it digitally. So I do it on Canva. I paste all my pictures, I do a board, and I'll have Canva mail it out to me. Now I still have a digital image of it. So I took a screenshot of a certain section from my vision board and I use that as my screensaver and the background and the wallpaper on my phone. So every day I'm pretty much, I'll open it up and I'll look at it. Eventually, I don't even notice it. I just like look at the time or see if any messages came in. You know how it works. So months later, we go out shopping, my husband and I, and there's a pair of shoes at the store. We were at a boutique. So there's these pair of shoes there, and I noticed the shoes, and I was like, holy crap, those shoes are nice. And kid you not, they were the last pair, they were my size, And I was like, oh, they look so nice. And I'm telling my husband, like, can you get these for me? And he's like, okay, sure. So he gets them for me. And I wasn't thinking about the board at all. Okay. Like it wasn't in my mind. I wasn't thinking like literally it was out of sight, out of mind, right? We leave the store, we get in the car, and I'm gonna open my phone. Um, and I'm gonna open my phone. So when when I click on my phone to swipe, I'm like, holy crap. Like the shoes are like right there, smack dead in the center. And I'm like, holy crap. And I'm like, my husband, these are the shoes we just bought. Like these are my shoes. And I show it to him. He's like, did you know we are gonna come out here? I was like, I wasn't even thinking about it. Anyways, so we went down that, a little banter back and forth. So I thought it was really funny. And at the same time, I was like, holy crap, this works, right? So that's not magic. That's the board working on me even when I wasn't looking at it. So the board is not useless. It's just slow. And a mind movie, it's the same idea. It's just now 10x because it has music, so you actually feel it, and it has movement, so your brain keeps watching. It stays engaged longer. My movie, you're gonna watch it every day. It sinks in faster, and it's the same goal as the board, just with a little bit more punch. Most people feel it with stuff and they stop there. They just put like the house they want, the car, the amount in the bank account, and put those in. I did, and they work. Believe me, they work. But stuff on its own is flat. Your brain doesn't always lock into those things. And sometimes it'll kind of push back because, like, yeah, that's not me or that's not, um, but it's easier to lock into a life, to a storyline that's built around those things, right? So don't stop at the stuff. I know I didn't. Build the whole story, like build the story around it. So here's how I made mine. I made mine in Canva. You can use CapCut. You can use pretty much anything you want, right? You can even make video clips and insert those in your mind movie. Like you can get really creative with these things. You can use even the free version of Canva. That'll work. You don't have to use a paid version. The way I did mine, I split it into parts, right? My life, my home, my health, my business, the type of person I was going to be, the speaker. So each part had its own pictures, its own series, its own slides, its own sections. So the house, of course, the car, I had it, the number, all of it is in my movie. So also the life. So the mornings, the trips I would take, where I would go, who I would go with, right? Who are benefiting off of my life? Who are the people in it? Who am I traveling with? I filled my mind movie with these things. Each section was like a little story on its own. And it doesn't have to be like the whole story of like how your whole life is going to go. The way I did it was in my business, like what does my business look like on a day to day? Am I conducting interviews? Am I giving speeches? Am I selling a book? Like, what am I doing? And I would insert those in my slides, in my videos. So I made it feel like a story, not just a stock of photos. Although you can do that, like it is helpful because you're feeding it, you're looping in different pictures. So there's still movement where it helps your mind stay connected. So I also did a mandala between each part to break it up. And some parts weren't photos at all. I did short clips, a little bit of video, because moving images pull your brain more than the still one does. So I use a combination of. Then I also had affirmations. I had short storylines written like they're already true. So not like I want this, but more like I'm so grateful that I have this, or this is what my life looked like, or I'm so grateful for these types of clients. So definitely go ahead, put the house, the car, the number, everything. That part is fine. Just don't stop there. Build it out, build it like a story, build your life, build your days, whatever is most important to you, or the things that you're like actively seeking, or the things that you want, build those. If it's mornings are important to you, if it's your business, if it's, I don't know, working out, your health, how you want things to look for yourself, like build those in there, a normal day. And use real photos. You can use real affirmations of you speaking them out because your brain's going to recognize your voice. And yeah, use real images. You can drop in short clips so that it moves. And a pile of stuff just sits there. A story pulls you in, it gets you more in the feeling. And if you have a hard time imagining things, like I know some people have a very hard time like picturing doing things that they don't normally do, this will help you a lot. And like I said, put pictures of yourself doing these things. There's so much AI nowadays, right? You can even have chat, you can give it chat a picture of you and say, I want a picture of me speaking at this event, or I want a picture of me, I don't know, doing yoga, whatever it is, and like put those in there. And that's going to help you. And it'll be easier for you to imagine this life, feel it, and feel more attuned to it. Now, when is the best time to watch it? I highly suggest first thing in the morning and right before bed as you're drowsing. When you wake up, your mind is still soft. You don't have all these crap going in. And if you watch it first things in the morning, it's almost like operating through these lens. Your mind has a filter. So if you're feeding it what your life looks like or what you want it to look like, then it's easier for your mind to start noticing these things or opportunities versus noticing what is not or what you need or more lack, in essence. Okay. So, right when you wake up, because your mind is so soft, so the arguing part is still not fully awake in your brain yet. So it slips in easier before the day starts talking you out of it, right? And watch it at night. Your brain locks things in while you sleep. So if you watch it before you fall asleep, you're putting something else in your subconscious versus the torment of the day, right? The torment of the day that you just had. And one more thing, don't watch it like you're watching somebody else's story. Watch it like you're watching your own. And I feel like it will be easy anyways, because if you watch movies and you can kind of get emotional into the movies, you'll be able to get more in tuned and attuned to your story. So there's a difference between watching it, wishing, and watching it knowing. So wishing you keeps waiting, like, oh, I can't wait to have this one day. But if you watch it knowing this is yours, it'll be a better experience. And I think it'll work even quicker. It'll work even faster for you. So sit up, breathe, and when you watch it, when your life comes on screen, don't think, oh, I want that, or I can't wait for it to happen. Think, that's mine. I deserve this. And how you feel while you watch it sticks. It helps. It cements it. Okay. And you don't have to pick between a mind movie and a vision board. I do both. If you prefer one or the other, go with that. But I do both. Okay. You can keep the board on your wall. It works on you quietly, and you can make the movie and watch it daily. They do the same job. I just feel like the movie works quicker. It works faster. It works harder. And it works better. Every time you watch this mind movie, you're practicing being the version of yourself that you actually want and the life that you want for yourself. And then you do it so many times that you realize you're no longer practicing. You are living that life. And she's just you. That's you. Picture this for a second. Your business doesn't run through you and doesn't need you for every little thing throughout the day, right? You can make a call once and it sticks. You take the day off, the business is not falling apart, your life is not falling apart. And that's the work that I do. I help you find what's keeping you stuck. And I find the thing that's making everything depend on you. And then we take it off your plate. If you want that, I have a few spots open this month to map it out with you. 30 minutes, we take a look at your business. And I only do a few of these per month because I do them myself. Link in the description and grab one before they're gone.